Hey, Jeff Willis, Tournament Director, Michigan Walleye Tour. Here we are in beautiful Port Austin, Michigan for our Michigan Walleye Tour Championship to cap off our 30th anniversary year. Here we are, we're gonna get ready to set up our captain's meeting this evening, get together all 40 qualifying teams that were invited to the championship. And with the Michigan Walleye Tour, it's a 40 boat invitational based off your points off the 4 qualifiers that we had throughout the year. And so these guys have really worked hard to get here. And they are the best of the best right now of the Michigan Walleye Tour for our 30th anniversary season. We're gonna go to the captain's meeting this evening. We're gonna give away some great prizes. We have some of the best sponsors in the industry that are supporting the Michigan Walleye Tour, and huge shout out to them. Thank you so much for everything you do for us. And then we're gonna crown Team of the Year, and we're gonna give away some trophies and set this thing up for a tournament this weekend here out of lovely Port Austin. So captain's meetings tonight, tomorrow's Friday. Weather's looking great, which just is outstanding for how this year's gone. And we're going to get the boats on the water, get them launched bright and early 7 a.m. 2-day tournament. It'll be Friday and Saturday. And on Saturday, we will crown the 2025 Michigan Walleye Tour champion, paying out $13,000 for that honor. And they will be the 30th anniversary Michigan Walleye Tour champion.
Well, this is the first year we ever fished a circuit. We're from Canada. The plan today is to troll harnesses over some rock structure and hopefully put 5 fish in the boat at least.
So we got a couple spots to go to. We're gonna check one first, and if we go there, we should be able to catch up 5 fish out of that spot. Well, we're hoping at least. And then we might have to bounce around from there and just kind of go around and see where we can get our best 5. I know it's probably not going to be all in one spot. Not too big.
Okay. There's quite a few of them in that group. Oh. All right. Broke the ice.
One.
Shane Loney here. We're fishing the championship 2025 Michigan Walleye Tour. We are out of Port Austin this year. We got 2 days of walleye fishing in front of us here. We've got 2 in the boat so far. We had a great year. We ended up in 5th team of the year. We slipped a little bit on Lake Erie and that hurt us. But all in all, it was a great year. We had a top 10 and almost a top 10. So yeah, hopefully we can do the same today. We didn't have a great pre-fish, but we're gonna go and do what we can. So it's a tough time of the year to be fishing here for, you know, catching bigger fish. You can go and catch fish, but the bigger ones are a little bit harder to come by. So we'll see what happens this weekend.
Here it comes.
There he is. Didn't take long. How's you feel, Cap?
Doesn't even let me get at the bottom.
No.
Feels good.
It's usually how the big ones eat it.
There's another one. 3. Nothing crazy. First one was the best one. The other ones, could do better. But we're gonna keep going, try and get our 5 and maybe move on from there. See what this does. If we get a bigger fish, then maybe we'll stick around. But right now we're casting. We're on top of humps, and we're casting a lot of jigging wraps, and jigging plastic have been the best. Kind of going around and just casting at these fish, and usually if you can get it right on top of it, they're pretty fired up, and it doesn't take much to get them to bite. So we're gonna go around here and just cast a little bit, and then I think we're gonna try a little bit of trolling too a little bit later. We got a little bit of a trolling bite, but got to make a run to get to that one.
Fishing in 25 to 35 feet of water, running worm harnesses, inline sinkers. Trying to get the fish to go today. They had gotten some fish in here yesterday, so we're just trying to do the same program. Hopefully, might have one right there. Walleye?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's a legal fish.
Well, right now we got one, so the skunk's out of the boat. We're catching a lot of bass in here. I think our next move, we got a second spot that we're gonna try in about a half an hour, and hopefully that'll produce some more walleye. We just started fishing this tour. This is our first year fishing the tour. We tried some other tournaments just here and there for the day, but this is the first time we actually did a full tour. And so far this year has been going pretty good. Detroit River, we ended up in 50, wasn't that great, back out in our hometown. And then we made it up in Monroe. We had a 30th place finish. And then Oscoda got canceled. And then when we went up to the Sioux, we ended up with a 24th place finish. That got us into the championship. So we're kind of glad we just made the championship. That was our goal for this year. So just getting here was what we wanted to do. So I'm pretty excited about that. Hopefully we can catch 5 fish today.
In a world where adventure meets innovation, where the thrill of the open water is met with the cutting edge of technology, introducing the all-new Skeeter Command Center, seamlessly integrated, effortlessly connected. Stay informed, stay in control, and command your dominance.
Update, we have 4 fish. 2 of the 4 are rats, and then the 4th one is a mega rat. So it's only about 17 inches. So we're got a little bit of upgrading to do. We're just finishing up on this hump here. Hopefully upgrade 2 or 3 of them. So we'll see.
Come on, old girl. I haven't caught a walleye trolling in a while, so I kind of forget what they feel like. It's a nice one.
There we go. That's probably a 4-pounder.
That's over.
Close to it.
We got our 5. We're starting to upgrade a couple fish. So we're getting there. We're not where we want to be, but kind of picking away at them. We're on our 2nd pass here, so we're going to go through and see how much time we're going to be able to have to, hopefully we'll get a couple more passes through here and get a couple more upgrades. So we need a couple more 4-pounders, that'll help. Not doing bad, not doing great.
Better or not really?
It's a little bit. It'll help.
Better than the 17-incher we got in there.
Yeah.
We haven't been a part of too many other tournament circuits, but I can't imagine they get too much better. We've signed up as co-anglers on the National Walleye Tour, and honestly, the way things are ran here is, I'm not saying better, but just as good at least. And especially being that Detroit and like the Saginaw tournaments last year, Erie this year, there's 140, 150 boats. And how smooth everything goes is really second to none. So just as smooth as any other that we've been a part of, and they do a great job and do a good job of keeping everything fair. And yeah, it's pretty great circuit.
Wow.
Are there more in there? Oh, there he is.
Oh yeah, they're all dinks. There's more.
Go cast in there, Crum.
Where are they?
Straight.
That might be our 5th, honestly, maybe. Because there's 4 in there that are kind of no doubters, but then that'll probably be about the same size as the other ones.
All right, time to go.
Yep.
Literally.
Yep. I just out here getting creative, using the big motor to live scope. And we caught 2 fish doing it. So good way to end the day. Not very big, but it was fun.
12:30, we're struggling. Thought we'd have some fish, but we don't have any fish. Got one fish in the box, probably 17 incher. And we're just switching over to flicker minnows right now to see if that'll help us out. Maybe harnesses weren't the ticket today, and try some body baits. It's the first year we do the tour, and fishing this lake's huge, and we're working with one boat and trying to find all the good spots. We don't know the good spots around here, so it's going to take years for us to figure it out to fish Lake Huron. Name of the game. We all had fun on the boat, jokes, laughs. You got anything to say, Matt? No?
Nope, you pretty much wrapped it up there.
I don't know, like, there's nothing you can do. Like, we had a good, what are you gonna do? We had fun. Like, it is what it is. We're just happy we made it here.
Well, here we are on the shores of Lake Huron at Port Austin, wrapping up the 30th season of the Michigan Walleye Tour with our championship. You know, day one was kind of a story of haves and haves-nots. 24.62 is leading our tournament. That's our championship winners from last year. They have a great lead, 2 pounds over second place. Now, what's gonna happen tomorrow? What's gonna happen tomorrow is the wind is gonna blow a little bit. So, is that gonna turn fish on or off? We had some anglers come to the stage and say, hey, the wind helped. We had other anglers say the wind hurt them. So, what's gonna happen tomorrow? A lot of adjustments are gonna have to be made. And hey, it looks nice here in the pier, but we're on the thumb of Lake Huron, and a lot of different things can happen. Anglers are going to the inner bay, they're going to the outer bay, they're going around the corner and fishing on the east side of the thumb. So who knows what's gonna happen? Weather is going to be a big part. Boy, hard to believe we're saying weather is going to be a big part of a tournament here on the Michigan Walleye Tour for our 30th season, but it's going to change a lot of bites. Can't wait to see what happens, to get ready to crown a champion for our 30th year. And can our team that won the championship last year be repeat winners? This year we had repeat Team of the Year anglers. Can that happen again in the championship? We'll be back tomorrow to figure out who our champion is and crown the winner of the 30th year here on the Michigan Walleye Tour.
This is day 2 of the MWT Championship. We're hoping to have the same day as yesterday. I think we ended up having 24.62 pounds. We're going to make the same run we did. It's a little bit of a jaunt, and the wind's definitely going to be a factor. I guess it all depends. We're going no matter what. It's where our fish are. We need this water temp to hold up, and if it does, I think we'll have a good day.
Sitting in second place after day 1, and we're going to make a pretty big run. It's probably going to be a little rougher today than yesterday was, but we're going to see what's going to happen. We had about 22.88, and my goal is 20 pounds today. He's coming up. Got him. Ready? Yep. We're looking for anywhere from 13 to 20 foot of water. We're marking fish suspended anywhere from 10 foot to 16 foot in the water column, using a 1/4 ounce jig with a full worm. This is a big, just a big point, big hump, probably a half a mile. These fish come up on the hump and feed and come off of it throughout the day. We've been on these fish for probably 3 days pre-fishing. I can't even cast that. Holy cow. We're about to get pretty bad pretty quick. So we're gonna get our rain gear on, and I think it might fire up these fish a little bit though.
So Luke, Kevin, and I, we've been fishing the tour for 5 years together. We're all from the same town, Stockbridge in just south of Lansing. Kevin and I went to school together. Luke's a couple years younger than us. I got into walleye fishing probably about 15 years ago. Detroit River kind of got me hooked. I used to bass fish a ton, and then Luke separately got into walleye fishing too on the Detroit River, and then Kevin also. So then we did a couple small tournaments on the river, and that's how we got connected into it together. And then we signed up for the Michigan Walleye Tour separately. The first 2 years, I ran a boat and Luke ran a boat. We just kind of teamed up, worked together, and then we ended up teaming up on the same boat. And we've been together 5 years now, and we've made the championship all 5 years, and we've done really well. Cashed a lot of checks and had some really good finishes. No wins yet. We were hoping today was going to be the day. We're still hoping, but we have a lot of time left. And yeah, that's how we did it.
She grew up fast. Will she remember these times and continue the tradition? You better believe it. Tell a new fish story with Garmin.
Dude, did you see how fast he come up to it? Like, I thought for sure.
Right away.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. All right, fish. I think it's okay. Yeah, it's a fish. It's a start. There we go.
You want him to get out of the boat, but.
Yep. All right. Yep. Got it. It's a start, 3-pounder. Not sure if maybe you felt bottom or what. They're still down there on you. Yep. All right. Good. Chris is on. That's what I like to see right away. They're not real big, but we get 5 in the boat, get an 18-pound average to start. Just over here, tiny little rods. Another 3-pounder. Yep. Dude, look at that storm front coming in. Wow.
My name is Sean Franz. We're day 2 of the championship out of Port Austin. We are currently leading with 24.62 pounds coming into day 2. We made a very long run, only leaves us about 3 hours to fish. And now we just had a huge pop-up storm come in, and it's building some pretty big waves, so that might shorten our 3 hours by quite a bit. But first 15 minutes of fishing, we got 4 in the box and probably around 16-ish pounds. So get that 5th fish, should put us around 20, and hopefully we can upgrade a couple before we got to get back.
Here he comes. Yeah, here he comes. Ready? Nice one. Close to 4, so.
Well, they're biting anyway.
Yeah, oh dude, this storm front's got him fired right up. This was not in the forecast at all. I mean, we've been watching the weather pretty diligently all night, and this just kind of is a pop-up storm. Something I guess is fairly common in northern Michigan. So our plan now is we're gonna go through and run the live scope on the trolling motor with one guy in the main motor, putting it in reverse when we see a big school. Until next year when we get our power poles, that should help out with this a little bit. Oh, hang on. Ready? I'm gonna bring them back. Oh, Chris! God, don't scare me like that. Dang. Yeah, you think?
Oh my God.
Man, gave me a heart attack. 5th fish, nice 3-pounder. We needed it. Oh, that's a relief. That's a big relief. These winds right now really kicked up the waves. We're getting some 2-footers into some 3-footers, and it's definitely affecting the fishing. If you can get the lure in front of the fish, they're biting. It's just getting it there. With this wind, you get a big bow in your line when you cast. You got to make sure you're straight on with that fish. Otherwise, you're not going to get a good presentation on it. This is the kind of weather where trolling could probably come in handy instead of live scoping, but we're pretty much committed to the casting game at this point.
Tournament fishing, once we got into it, and you know, there's a lot of, obviously, the camaraderie with the guys, and this Michigan Walleye Tour, we meet so many good people, and people that run it have been great, and all the other guys that fish the tours, and it's so competitive. I mean, you get guys, you know, National Walleye Tour guys coming and fishing in this series, and you know, from National Walleye Tour to Masters Walleye Circuit, it's just a good competitive series, and then with the tournament style fishing, it's just, I guess it's just that competitiveness that, you know, in you, just wanting to go out there and get the biggest fish and have the fun. It does take away a little bit of time from your, you know, fun fishing, going out with the guys and just having a good time, but we love it, you know, going out pre-fishing, and the nice part is you go to waters you'd never fish, you know, like we're up towards Alpena today, and we wouldn't be up here, you know, fishing this kind of stuff and finding these nice fish and traveling all over the state to go do it. So that's a nice aspect, because you don't take the time unless you have to, you know, it's one of those things. So that's a nice part about tournament fishing. Had to make a quick stop. We had a nasty storm come through, trying to fish in it and bounce around in the waves and rain, and just trying to pull through. And then we got our 5 fish. I'm thinking we may have 15, 16 pounds right now. So we're gonna refuel, try to run to our secondary spot. We got our big fish yesterday, and see if we can hopefully pull a couple more big fish. Just a little more time today to get there, hopefully. And then we got a long run back. The wind's blowing like crazy right now, so we're really hoping it lays down a little bit for our ride back, but we'll see what happens.
This is a spot that's a lot of people fish it throughout the year. We checked it throughout the week, marked a lot of fish. Never got one going on it, and then stopped in here yesterday, and Luke was able to pop a almost 8-pounder. So hoping that happens again here soon.
Here we go.
Nice work, baby. Let's go. Cut, Benny. So most of the week we were throwing a jig and crawler and a search bait and crawler, just really light jigs. And then today, right now, I think one guy's using a jig and a plastic. I'm using a jig and a crawler, and using blade or glide baits every now and then, trying to pop them off bottom. More of a reaction bite, but for the most part, jig and crawler has been our go-to.
So it's about 12:30 now. We've had some weather come through today. It took us about an hour and 40 minutes to get up where we're going, but we're a little nervous going back that we might hit some weather and get some big waves. We're still at that 15 to 16 pound range, so we'll be 38, 39 pounds for the tournament. Hopefully that'll still keep us up there in contention.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, got him. All right. Did it? Is he coming up the surface? Just don't do anything. Yes. There we go. That puts us at 19. That puts us at 19. There we go.
That's a good fish.
That's a good fish. Oh, that's what we needed, that. Nice job, Chris. That's all I got to say on that one. That was a heck of a cast in this wind, especially going with the waves. I mean, we were going almost 3 miles an hour, and he made a cast and hit exactly where he needed to. And that's about a 5.5 to 5.8 pound fish right there. Nice job, Chris. Dude, we needed that so bad. Got him. This one feels like it's going to be an upgrade. That's an upgrade. Little by little, every ounce is gonna count. No, it's gonna be right at 3, so it'll be a 5-ounce upgrade. There's a lot of fish in here right now. We just found some, so let's hope we keep them going. I don't know if this one will be quite 3, but hopefully it's more than 211. So last update of the day, we are headed back, and it is actually 11:31, so it's pretty early. Normally we'd only have an hour-and-a-half drive back, but we're giving ourselves over 3 hours. We've got a pretty good southeast wind coming right now. I'd say about 10 to 15 mile an hour, and the waves are only building, and we got a pretty solid bag and a chance to win this thing, so we don't want to be late.
We just made it to Port Austin, one of the worst boat rides we've ever experienced. You'll see from the footage earlier, it was really bad weather. We dealt with a lot of wind, a lot of rain. Didn't really talk much earlier. We were busy fishing in that short amount of time we had. We did get some fish though. Took a full team effort to get what we got. We had Sean running the motor, kind of slow us down, so we were able to make good casts. Still, we're off on a lot of casts and missing a few fish that we probably should have had. But no, full team efforts. We're proud of these guys. Just waiting to see what happens here. Beautiful weather here now, so we'll see how we end up.
Chris Ross and Sean France. We're gonna have these guys come up. They had 24.62 yesterday. They need 19.67. 1967, and they are repeat Michigan Walleye Tour champions. Put them on scale, guys. There we go, 21.65. Repeat. Great job, guys. There you go. Good job, guys. Well, the 30th season of the Michigan Walleye Tour in 2025 wrapped up here at Port Austin on beautiful Lake Huron. And man, what a season it has been. We ended our year with repeat championship winners, the first time that's ever happened. Chris Ross, Randy Woodland, and Sean France won the championship last year on Burton Mullet Lake and Inland Lake, and they came out here to the Great Lakes and won again, the first time that's ever happened. To be a good angler on the Michigan Walleye Tour, you have to be versatile. We fish inland lakes, we fish rivers, we fish big bodies of water like the Great Lakes, and the anglers have to be good. We have some of the best anglers in the state of Michigan, some of the best anglers in the country fish with us, and it's been so great being part of this 30th season of the Michigan Walleye Tour. Can't wait to be back next year, April 11th and 12th, as we kick off our 3rd decade of the Michigan Walleye Tour on the Detroit River. Can't wait. Hope you're part of it next year. We'll see you then. Well, the 30th season of the Michigan Walleye Tour wrapped up here in Port Austin with our championship, and for the first time ever, we have back-to-back championship winners. Chris Ross, Randy Woodland, and Sean France won our championship last year at Burton Mullet Lake, and a whole different experience up here in 2025, winning the championship on the big water of Lake Huron up here at Port Austin. First of all, congratulations, guys. Way to go.
Thank you.
Amazing accomplishment. Let's talk a little bit about this weekend. Kind of how are you guys fishing, and what was kind of the key to your pattern?
Well, we found some rock structure a ways north that were holding fish, and they held, thankfully, in a certain, we were looking in, the water temperatures around 72 to 73, 74 degrees, and it moved a lot where we're at. So the key with that, we were checking the water temperature map almost daily, almost even hourly, to the point where it was almost exhausting. But it was important to key in on that temperature water, because the bait was there, the fish were there, they were active, and thankfully things just worked out well, and it didn't change a ton. You know what I mean?
How deep are you guys fishing?
18 to 22 foot of water.
Okay.
And there was an area that came with about 14 where there was some fish on it. But again, they were relating to spots on the spots. And that's what we really, when we found them, we keyed in on them and did what we could there. And like today, we got them right away. They moved. We didn't see a fish for a while. Went to an area where we hadn't really fished much, and they were there. And thankfully, we got 2 good casts on them, and we got those fish, and they were huge to get this win.
Was bottom composition a big thing? Were you looking for a certain kind of bottom to hold
yes.
a certain kind of bait?
Yes. So we've talked about this earlier in the year. There's a certain boulder that we're looking at. In a live scope, you can see detail, and it holds gobies. And if you find those gobies, you're gonna find the walleyes. And so that's what we've learned, is just to look not for the slate rock, you gotta find the boulders. And again, that's just us. A lot of people might have other experiences, but that's what we key in a lot in these bigger bodies of water.
What was the key for presentation? What were you using? How fast were you fishing it?
I know you're not gonna hear it, but jig and crawler here today. I mean, we caught a lot of fish, jigging split tails, leg effect, paddle tails, even ripper wrap, or not ripper wraps, but jigging wraps.
Yep.
But today, because we had to make such a accurate cast, the 3/8 ounce Widowmaker cut through the wind good enough that we're able to make better casts using that. You know, a lot of people think, you know, for forward facing sonar, you're gonna catch whatever. You gotta hit them on the head sometimes. And I still can't believe that last fish we got there. I made a cast, didn't know where it went, but we saw a fish go vertical, and we're like, what's going on here? My line was up in the air and reeled in, and it was there. I mean, it was completely caught me off guard. But teamwork was a big thing today. You know, again, Sean, he did a hell of a job back there with boat control. At one point, it got so windy, we were basically going with the wind, but we're using the main motor in reverse to kind of slow us down, because we don't have a power pole at the plate back there to slow you down. You know, you drift too quickly on them, you spook them. So again, we've been in these situations before. Last year in Burt Mullet, we did the same thing. I was on the motor while they were casting. So we've been there before. And those experiences, just they help you along. You learn something every single time you're on the water. At least you should.
Right location, right bottom composition, watching the fish react on forward facing so you know how to adjust your presentation.
Yep.
And then a key in boat control, 4 keys to win a championship. Back to back. Guys, it's an amazing accomplishment. I hope you guys are proud of everything you've done. Can't wait to see you back next year on the Detroit River.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.